Now step 2, this is after your lunch break. You come back, you look at your section that you just did, and you ignore these questions. You completely ignore the ones that you did not circle. These are all ignored. You focus on just the ones that you circled, and you spend as much time as you need. As much time as you need. Typically, how long does that entail? Well, when I studied for this, on each LR section, I spent at least I would circle like maybe 7 or 8 questions, maybe 10 questions. I spent at least an hour reviewing those. Do you see? That's easily more than 20 minutes per question reviewing, just like mulling over it. And I see a lot of my students. So of course, a lot of the very high score, the ones who are already scoring in like high 160s, 170s, they only circle like a couple of questions, so it doesn't take them that long. But the vast majority of them who are scoring in the high 150s, 160s range, they're circling like 10 questions, and they're spending well over an hour reviewing them. That's exactly right. That's what you should be doing. You should be reviewing the ones over here that you circled. Now, how do you review? So this is step 2. You are reviewing just the ones that you circled, and it says take as much time as you need to get to 100% confidence on the correct answer choice and all incorrect answer choices. So why am I so insistent that you not only have to be 100% confident that your correct answer is correct, but also 100% confident that your incorrect answers are incorrect? Precisely because of what I referred to earlier about this meta level reasoning that you get to use. You get 2 passes to get credited for every LR question. You get 2 passes. The first pass is, of course, if you recognize why the correct answer choice is correct. Then you definitely get credit because you're like, okay, A is definitely correct. I get credit for this. But that doesn't always happen, especially for the hard questions. That tends to not happen because the correct answer choice is phrased so subtly that it's just not obvious to you that this is correct. But that's okay, because I said you get 2 passes at the right answer. So what if you missed the first pass? You didn't recognize A was correct. You get the second pass, which is you eliminate confidently B, C, D, and E. And because via the meta level understanding that out of the 5, 4 are incorrect and 1 has to be right, then you therefore choose A. And I alluded to earlier the really high scorers on this test. That's exactly what they do. They understand the fact that they get 2 passes at the right answer choice, and that's why they understand it's so important not just to be able to get the correct answer choice right, be 100% confident in the correct answer, but that's why you need to practice eliminating the wrong answer choices, because often, in fact, likely, for the hard questions, for the 170 curve breaker questions, you're not getting those questions right because you recognize the right one. You're getting them right because you're eliminating the wrong ones. You are allowed to change your answer, but you just got to make note of it. So let's pretend let's do this for 1 and 2, okay? So you're taking this time, you're looking at the premise, you're looking at the conclusion, you're thinking about it. You're like, okay, now I'm articulating, now I see this in a new light. This is not right. My second answer choice is going to be D. And you just make note, second. Like this. Now you're going to cross, so basically what this implicitly means is that now you think this is wrong, you think this is wrong, and you think this is wrong. So yes, what this method is doing is taking the timing element of it, of course. But really more important than that, it's forcing you to engage with the wrong answer choices. It's forcing you to engage with each piece of the logical reasoning question and forcing you to crystallize, to solidify, to really have a concrete reason for eliminating the other 4 answer choices and to choose this. You see, when you're doing this, and say you change your mind. Now I'll show you an example where you don't. Say you change your mind over here. See, you know what you were thinking here. It forces you to reflect on what was I thinking when I chose A? Oh yeah, I was thinking this and this. Damn it, I misread this. That's why I chose A. Do you see, that is right there, that's learning. So it forces you to do this, and then it forces you to choose the second answer choice. You're like, okay, now I know, now I can articulate the reason why I choose D. Because, I had time to examine this. This is the explanation why D is right. And this is why B is wrong. This is why C is wrong. This is why E is wrong. See, you're trying to, the second step I'm trying to get you to do is get you to go from here all the way over to here. All right, so now you choose your second answer choice. If you have to change it, you can choose your second answer choice. Now, of course, you don't have to. You take a look at question 2. You're like, okay, this is still wrong. Same reason as before. This is wrong, but now I can actually articulate a reason. Before I just had this spark of intuition that this is wrong, but now I've articulated a reason. This, again, spark of intuition told me this is right, but now I can articulate a reason why this is right, and this, now I can figure out a reason why this is wrong. So second time around, I'm not changing. I'm still keeping answer choice C as my answer choice. But the difference is, now you are 100% certain on all of these 5 answer choices. 100% certain this is wrong, wrong, right, wrong, wrong. That's step 2. This is supposed to take a very, very long time. And again, this is just to force you to come up with your own theory of how the LSAT arrives at right and wrong answer choices. It's to force you to really put into practice all the lessons that you learn, whether it's from my videos or from the website or from anywhere, wherever else. Or you're taking a class, you're taking private tutoring, whatever. It's all. This is just a mechanism. You got to use this mechanism no matter what you're doing. So okay. So at the end of this, what is the end result? You have in your mind concrete reasons, concrete articulated reasons for each of these answer choices. You see, that's a sharp distinction between what most LSAT test takers do. That's a distinction between this method here, having concrete reasons, is sharply distinguished from if you didn't do this. If you didn't do this, most LSAT test takers out there just you just choose A, B, C, they just place bets, right? You don't have reasons. You chose A, it's for this amorphous reason of this wishy-washy whatever that you chose A. You might, it's like half a guess. Half of it was a guess that you chose A. Alright, so this is very different. At the end of this process, you have concrete reasons for everything. And now, do you see why it takes a long time? It's supposed to take a long time. You're studying for the test. I know what all you guys are thinking. You're like, oh my god, this sucks. If I do this, now I thought I could just spend 5 hours a week. Now I'm going to have to spend 50 hours a week. And that's just what it is. You have to spend a lot of time doing this. Do you want to score well or don't you want to score well? If you want to score well, this is the clear-cut method to do it. And you either walk down this road or you don't.